Alright guys, thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to take us a little tour of the Klongtoey wet market, the largest wet market in Bangkok. So hopefully we won't see any bats or any pangolins, but let me show you around. So join me. Let's see what we can see, guys. So getting down here to this market is relatively easy. If you take the MRT, which is the subway, just take it to Queen Circuit Center, which is the convention center, and take exit 1 and then walk to the south. You walk over a footbridge that's covering Rama 4 and you can't miss it, you run right into it. From the outside it doesn't look like much, but once you get in here amongst all the buildings, and you really get to see what all is here. And there's a whole lot more than you would ever think. So again, take the MRT to Queen Circuit and take exit 1 and walk to the south and cross the footbridge over Rama 4. You can also take the Klongtoey MRT station. It's a little further away, but not too bad. And if you really wanted to, you could always come out exit 1 and grab a little motorcycle taxi. Probably 20 baht will get you down here, which is a little bit less than $1. 20 or 30 baht, not too expensive. Definitely worth a trip to come down. All right, so I'm not really sure if this is the beginning or the end or the middle of this market. This market is sprawling. It goes on both sides of the main road that goes through Ratchada Pisek down here. Anyway, this market is kind of down in the Klongtoey area, and it's on like kind of the corner of Rama 4 and Ratchada Pisek, and it just sprawls around. It's this like labyrinth of little roads with shops everywhere, fresh market stuff, seafood, anything that you want, vegetables, snacks. They're preparing the raw stuff. And what most people do is, this isn't really a touristy area. This is just kind of a working market. So a lot of the locals come down here. If they have a restaurant, they come down and they buy their fresh like produce or meat, whatever they're going to need for the day. And I usually come down here way early. I didn't want to come down here too early, but most of the time before 6 a.m. is when this place is really hopping. Right now it's a little quieter. It's about 8:30 in the morning. So I didn't want to come down here whenever everybody's really trying to, do business and get ready for the day. So the whole area is just alive with activity. So as we go into the market, they have the people out selling their wares. So you can get some chicken, some pork, pretty much anything you need. And all of it's really fresh. Now I was told, I never came down here before, but before the bird flu epidemic that we had, that they used to sell like live produce. So you'd come down here, they'd have live chickens and pigs, and they would butcher them right there on the spot for you. But the government doesn't allow like live produce to be butchered inside of the city now in like these wet markets. But I've still seen like a couple small little markets where you'll still see some live animals like on the outskirts, and you can go over there and get it from them. But I think the majority is already processed. Hello. Fish? So I can't really like convey the aroma of this place. So you're in the tropics and you have all this like fresh seafood, fresh meat laying around in the sun, plus the water that's on the ground, and you'll see trash strung about in places. But the smell is really pungent. I mean, it will knock you down. Definitely a staple of Thai food here is fresh seafood. So you got crabs and oysters and squid and octopus, tons and tons of shrimp, and all of it's fresh. In addition to the people traffic, you got motorcycles, cars will be pulling in here. It's about as chaotic as any place could possibly be. So if you want to eat some fish head, you got it right there. And the Thais really like, whenever they eat the fish, they really like to eat the brains out. So, sorry, Cap. These fish are really common, you'll see on the street. And they cook them with like a salt. They'll put this like rock salt on it and they'll like just cook it over some coals. Now I like to think that the best way to get to know like a culture or how people really live is to see what they eat. So if you really want to see like real Thailand, is come and see what they eat and like explore it in like an environment like this, because this is not on like a tourist map. I mean, there are people that come down here, but it's not like, wow, let's go look at that big building or let's look at that old temple. This is how the Thais shop, how they eat, and it's their life. So you got some frogs here, some intestines, lots of fresh fish. The little bladuk they call it, which is like the catfish that live here in the Mekong River or any of the rivers around. Get some chicken just like this, or some duck. Cut some chicken. He's over here cutting the chicken feet. Chicken feet. Cut the little claws off of it. Now you'll see the chicken feet in a soup, and the Thais love it. They like boil it 3 times and then they'll eat the chicken feet. It's not something that we would eat in the West, but it's really a popular dish here in Thailand. Some more of the innards. Looks like some pork here. People selling their wares right here in the middle set up. There's like fresh food stalls, like you can get some street food, everything else down here also. So pretty much anything you want. Come down here and spend like an hour and a half, however long you want. But I would definitely recommend wearing some decent shoes, or plan on going home and taking a shower after, because you're gonna leave here smelling like fish. So this market is called the Klongtoey wet market. Now, it gets its name from a canal, or a klong, that was built in this area in about the 1850s. And it's two of the poorest neighborhoods in Bangkok. The government has done a lot in this area, but before it was basically some like public land, and people came down and squatted on it. You're really near the river, and there's the port of Bangkok that's right here. So it's basically some people that just came in and they squatted and they built a bunch of stuff. And the government's cleared out some of it, and they're kind of making it a little bit more modern. They built like a hospital and some office towers that are over by Rama 4. But still, it's a pretty impoverished area. And this market is like the center of it. Now, the name Toy, Klong means canal, and Toy comes from Bai Toy, which is like a little fragrant leaf that they use like in Pandarin snacks. And they also used to use it like as an air freshener, put it in their car or put it in their house to have a nice smell. But Bai Toy is a very common nickname that you'll see a lot of Thai girls that will be named Bai Toy, and that's named after the little fragrant leaf. And that used to grow on the banks of the canal. And I don't know what where they're getting it from now, but I'm sure they have some commercial farms building it. So we've left kind of the fresh meat area. Now we're into a lot of the produce. So let's look around here. So they have... Really good. Oh, very good. Yeah. Sawasdee krap. So you have a lot of the produce will be displayed here. And like the apples, I don't know why they do it, but they always put these little wax things around the apples to, I guess it shows it that they're like really fresh. But the apples are like really a high dollar item compared to most fruit here. Then you'll have other stuff, the dragon fruit and pineapple, of course. Pineapple is so ridiculously cheap here in Thailand. They throw it at you all the time. And then the watermelons also. Really a cheap snack. You can buy it pretty much any time from like some little fruit vendors on the side of the road. Some phraya, and you got eggs. You got these guys here that are unloading some of the, oh, it looks like mangosteen. One of my favorite fruits in Thailand. Just massive amounts of eggs. And you have some charcoal here, and they'll sell these to the guys on the street that have the little stalls that, or the little carts set up to cook like fresh pork or the barbecue chicken on a stick, and they'll or any meat on a stick. They'll be grilling them there. Now they have these guys here that are hauling around these little dollies with the big baskets. And so if you buy a lot of produce, you can hire these guys to carry it out to your car or whatever. And then there'll be some tuk-tuks and all that set up to where if you have like your business nearby, you can take a tuk-tuk, you can hire that and they'll take your produce or your meat, whatever, to your restaurant. And so here they do have some live chickens. Down here, you can see them. And they're busy butchering them there. So you can buy a whole chicken for 70 baht, 80 baht, 90 baht. So $2.25 to $3 for a whole chicken. Cup. Some more chickens here. Some guys back there. Hello! Some guys back there butchering. But the whole area here, it's basically like overpowering the senses. So you have all this like activity going on around you, the smells, the noise, the different colors. It's great fun. Got some more chickens here. And we got some ducks here also, so wonder if we can find some real pigs or live pigs. I'm sure there's somewhere. But still haven't seen any bats or any pangolins, which is a good thing. So here is the Klong. And as you can see, it's a little worse for wear. It's not any place you really want to get down there and walk around. And since it's Thailand, you'll have motorcycles pretty much anywhere people are. Some guys unloading some fresh ice. Now this is definitely something you would have seen out of America or Europe in the 1800s, early 1900s, before refrigeration. Just massive chunks of ice. We got a little conveyor here. It feels pretty good. It's nice and cool over here. So I wonder how much one of these big chunks of ice go for. That fish just jumped right out. So he's got to gather it up, throw it back in the tank. Some more fresh fish here. Now, if you buy like that type of fish, like from a street food vendor, you can pick out which one you want. They'll pull it right out of the bucket and they'll whack it right in the head with a stick. They'll gut it and cook it right there for you. I have some motorcycles trying to run me over here. So definitely down here right now, it doesn't feel like we're under any kind of restrictions at all. This feels just like a normal day. There's so much to see here. This market just is sprawling. They have the covered part, they have the out here, the fresh air part. Selling some deep fried snacks right here. Deep fried bananas are always my favorite. I like those. Some potatoes, some ginger, plenty of fresh garlic and onions and carrots and tomatoes, chilies, limes, everything you need for any kind of cooking. All right, let's go up underneath the covered part and see what we see. Actually, let's go over here and watch these guys unload some of the fresh produce for a minute. Oh, we just missed them. So this market does generate a ton of rubbish. So they got these guys out here that are hauling the trash off. The vendors just throw it right into the middle of the street, and then these guys come and take it away. So looks like got some bok choy there that they're unloading and some onions. Yeah, they just throw these piles of rubbish out here and then these guys come and they haul it away. So if you're somebody that likes to come down and see stuff like this is a perfect thing. It would also be a great place for people that like are photographers. You want to come down and take some pictures of some just different, unique looking things. Take a look at some of these stalls that they have. Big mountains of limes or chilies. The colors are just unbelievable. Plus the people, there's a lot of people that are really friendly. Now I go to like the Fort FC that's down here by this market. It's a football stadium for Thai football. And I've already seen some guys that I see at the football games that know me. I kind of stick out when I go to the game. So they live down here, they work down here, and they support their football team. That's about, the football team, the stadium is just a couple, maybe like 2 kilometers from here, not very far at all. So here's a popular dish, especially up in Isan. You got some pig's head. Now you'll see them roasting those pig heads like in a big, like boiling it in a big like pot of soup type stuff. And they'll just cook it right there and then they'll eat that up. The ears I hear are like really a popular type thing to eat. I'm not that adventurous, so I'm not gonna eat that. In here butchering all the pork. These guys are so busy. Yeah, today's a nice cool day, so it's a great time to be out here. It rained a little bit last night, so it's a cooler day, so it's not like sweltering hot. But I think on like a really hot, sunny day, this would be really terrible to be up underneath here. She's chopping away here. Yeah, under here it looks like a lot of the places have closed up already. They're here for their big rush from, like right now the curfew ends at 4 a.m. So probably like 4 a.m. to 6 or 7, this place is probably just slam packed with people. But it still has a lot of activity. This will go on all day, every day. So during the day, like a lot of the housewives or whatever will come down and get some food to take home. Yeah, doing some housekeeping. Sawadee Kap. Got some rice here. The best part about this down here is that the people are just naturally friendly. They're just so happy to say something to you. They're busy working. I know it's a little obnoxious to stick a camera in somebody's face, but they seem all okay with it. There's some more of the delicious pig's feet, or chicken feet. This market's just sprawling. It just goes on and on and on. Winds around. So if you didn't know where you're at, you could definitely get lost in here. Wind up in somebody's backyard. You could get back there and drink a couple Leos with them. Selling some noodles and stuff here. And the mushrooms, some peanuts. Some nice fish. Like $7.50 and $3 for those fish. Limes here. So you can get a basket of about 10 limes for 20 baht. So 2 baht each for a lime. That's a pretty good price. The prices have went up on them so much over the last few years. It used to be they'd throw a lime at you for 1 baht, which is basically free, but they would give you, just toss you limes. And I've seen them get up as much as 12 baht for 1 lime. Sawadee Kap. And some nice prawns here. Julian's golden price carp. Clown knife fish. Strange saying it in English. Buttercup. More of the shrimp. Got some jumping fish up here. Guy smoking, holding the fish, no shirt. Definitely following all the health and safety regulations. Some bit of crab. You got some little sleepy kitties over here. Have a little factory that they're making some of these, grilling. Some little rice cakes. So they make that all day, it looks like. Have some more back there in the back. What if they let me get back there and cook some of those, huh? Here they got a nice shrine in the back of their business. Some meat hooks. Just butchering some chickens and some ducks and some pigs. So getting down here to this market is relatively easy. If you take the MRT, which is the subway, just take it to Queen Circuit Center, which is the convention center, and take exit 1 and then walk to the south. You walk over a footbridge that's covering Rama 4 and you can't miss it, you run right into it. From the outside it doesn't look like much, but once you get in here amongst all the buildings and you really get to see what all is here. And there's a whole lot more than you would ever think. So again, take the MRT to Queen Circuit and take exit 1 and walk to the south and cross the footbridge over Rama 4. You can also take the Klongtoey MRT station. It's a little further away, but not too bad. And if you really wanted to, you could always come out exit 1 and grab a little motorcycle taxi. Probably 20 baht will get you down here, which is a little bit less than $1. 20 or 30 baht, not too expensive. Definitely worth a trip to come down. All right, guys, I think that's about enough of this market. You can spend as much time as you wanted here. So that's a brief tour. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Now, again, this is the Klongtoey Wet Market, and it's down here in the Rama 4 Ratchet Pisek area, down in Klongtoey near the river and the port of Bangkok. We got to see quite a bit of stuff. Got to see what the Thais are doing to shop for food, kind of some of the stuff they're eating and how it's prepared a little bit. Got to see some of the locals. Anyway, guys, as always, if you enjoyed my video, click subscribe, like it, and share it with your friends. If you want to see something else or you had a question, you can always leave me a comment and say you wanted to see something different. And as always, guys, life is a journey. Enjoy. Well, how cool is this? Got a truck here. They got it all painted up. I have no idea how you can see out of the side glass. Since you got the big sticker, got some big mirrors here on the front. The only thing missing that I don't see is a bunch of Michelin men, which I'm a little disappointed. And the front glass is all covered. Don't worry, you don't need to see where you're going or what you're doing if you're in a big truck.